I'm good.
Okay, cool. So, the latest release, just came out. How happy are you guys with that completed album?
We're we're as happy as you can be. Um, we'll find out how the record does and all. But you always listen to the record and go, oh, maybe we should have done that, or you're never completely happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we think it's a strong record, and we're glad that we did it. It happened really fast. So yeah, we're happy with it. Or else we would have put our foot down and said, don't release it.
Yeah.
So.
Like, how fast was the process?
Well, the thing is that a lot of the songs were kind of finished in the studio.
Okay.
We didn't necessarily go into the studio and go, okay, here's the songs we're recording. We kind of said, we have a couple ideas that are almost done. We need to finish them, It's interesting to get into the studio with the producer and hear what his take is on stuff, Sometimes when you do a record, you have everything figured out exactly how you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
You've done pre-production and you know what you want. This wasn't the case. We kind of roughly demoed some stuff really fast and just went in and rocked it. So.
And you guys worked with 3 different producers, was it, on this one?
Yeah, there were 3 different producers. So I don't know, maybe like 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, and it was done. Which is pretty fast for us. I mean,
yeah.
I know some records have taken a couple years sometimes to make a record.
What was the length of time between Famous and this one?
It's been over 2 years, maybe
Mm-hmm.
almost 3 years, I guess. So yeah, it was a little while.
Is there any significance behind the album's title?
I mean, it just seems that a lot of the songs that are written have to do with the balance between love and hate, So I think Wes and Paul kind of came up with it one night, and it just, they kind of said, what do you think about this title? And everybody liked it, and so it stuck,
Yeah. It looked like you guys were having a great time in that Spaceship video, too.
Yeah, that was good. That was a fun day, actually. The guys from Nitro Circus came down and were in the video, and it was really, really fun day. It was one full day of just kind of mayhem.
Oh, they are crazy. We met them on the carpet at the VMAs, and they're just so much fun to talk to.
Yeah.
So, how would you say that the music's matured over the years?
I don't know, I think that's more of a question for, the fans maybe in their interpretation of it, because we just do what we do, and, it kind of is what it is. I don't know really how to answer that question. I don't know how much it has matured or what it's done, really. It's more like these are the songs that we come up with now, and we just, go for it. I wasn't there for the first 2 records,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe that's a question for Wes. I think that's a question for Wes.
So, I mean, even if you weren't here for the first 2 releases, I'm sure you guys have seen industry changes and everything. What direction do you think the music industry is going in now? I mean, do you think we're stuck in a singles market?
Yeah, I think that everything's changing, and nobody really knows exactly what it's going to be. Everybody has their predictions, and I just know that it feels like live music is still something that people want to come out and see and be involved in it all, and so we're happy about that. As far as if it's a singles dominated industry now, I guess it is, just because of people being able to buy one song and get away with it. Before you couldn't really buy one song off a CD or an album or a cassette or an 8-track. Mm-hmm. You kind of had to buy the whole record, and that's it. So yeah, I would say that it is going to be a singles dominated.
Yeah, I mean, now
which is kind of cool, because it means that we can go record a song or 2 next month and have it out. Like that whole Haiti thing that just went down. There's a record that's been done and recorded and already online, and like.
Yeah, it was like 2 days after the telethon or something. It was like already up. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of cool for us, because we don't have to go take a year and a half or 2 years or a year out of our schedule and build this record that we think everybody's going to be happy with. We can just go track 2 or 3 songs and put it out there and let people hear it, you know.
So how does it feel to be looked at as an influence to younger musicians?
I guess it's flattering. I don't really. It's a weird position to be in. Like when I was a kid, I know that I looked up to a lot of musicians and bands and stuff like that. And now to be in that position, I guess we just don't realize that we do have that influence over kids and people and stuff. But so it's a new, different feeling, you know.
Oh, sure. Do you have a piece of advice you would share
to young musicians or bands out there? Yeah, I kind of always give the same advice. It's just like, you know, work really hard and try to stay positive. And there's no substitution for like preparing yourself as far as like being a musician or songwriting or playing shows or any of that stuff. You just have to do it. You know, you have to practice. You have to go out there and play shows, and you know, you have to put the work in. It seems like a lot of people think like there's maybe not that much work put into becoming successful as a musician or as a band, and the truth is that I've been working on it since I was 12 years old, you know, and so hasn't everybody else. So you just got to put the time in. So don't give up and keep practicing, you know, keep trying.
When did you first decide you wanted to play drums?
I think I was in, it was like 5th grade, and I saw my dad playing music on stage. And at that moment, I just kind of had this feeling that was overwhelming, and I knew that like, this is something that I'm going to do. Or at least the feeling kind of told me that. I didn't really realize it till a couple years later. But maybe around 13 or 14, I really said, this is what I want to do. There's no other options. Nothing else is getting in my way, and that's it.
So was your family like supportive of it and everything?
Yeah, there's so many musicians in my family, so it made it easier for me. Because it's hard on drummers, because it's so, I can't just go up in my room and practice guitar quietly and put the amp on 2, you know, it's like full blown, the whole house is shaking. The neighbors hate us.
Yes, can you say how many times the neighbors called the cops?
Yeah, so all my neighbors were cool, and my family was really supportive, and my dad was just saying how at one point he said, I'll move the drum set from his bedroom out to the garage, and then if he's in the garage, we won't be able to hear him. And then, so we put the drum set out in the garage, and then I started playing harder, because it was more of an open space. And he's like, it just completely backfired. I mean, now he's playing louder, and it's even louder outside. So, but yeah, just don't give up and keep practicing.